Hey, I'm the Nutmeg News Guy. I'm in a closet in honor of Pride Month. I'm not actually gay, but if you wish I was gay, like and follow. Anyway, Connecticut is getting 95 new laws, as reported from Connecticut Insider. Ken Dixon wrote this. Thank you very much, Ken. These all take effect on July 1st, when the new budget year starts. Sales of beverages containing THC will be limited to licensed package stores and hybrid distributors. Another section allows Connecticut's federally recognized tribal nations to cultivate up to 50 acres of cannabis outdoors. There's also a mechanism that allows towns and cities to complain to Superior Court judges in alleged cases of illegal sales of cannabis-related products. They can close down these operations and even seize their assets. Connecticut basically is just handing over control of quote-unquote illegal cannabis sales to the legal process. You're getting ripped off by your dealer and you have enough money to take them to court, you can just do that shit, I guess. And even take their fucking weed when you're done with it. That's pretty wild. Get out of here, paper! Another law requires the State Department of Social Services and Department of Public Health to prominently post on their websites an online reporting tool using a 5-star rating system for the public to compare various nursing homes on issues including staffing levels, health inspections, and quality of care. A related bill requires nursing homes to accept indignant patients from other facilities that go out of business. If your poor Mima is running out of money to pay for her nursing home experience and her nursing home goes out of business, she could just get swapped over to another one that's not out of business. So that's pretty cool. Towns and cities are required to have video surveillance of ballot drop boxes for the upcoming November elections. I'm looking at you, Bridgeport, and all your little sneaky ballot cheekiness. Also, town clerks will have to note on the outer envelopes of mail-in, also known as absentee ballots, how the ballots arrived, by the U.S. Postal Service, drop box, or personal delivery. The bill also makes it a felony to harass, threaten, or attempt to influence election workers. I've been an election worker before, and knowing that I have a little bit more protection is very nice, considering people get pretty testy. Hopefully this means it's a lot more difficult to commit voter fraud in Connecticut, which has been kind of a problem lately. I hate paper! Higher education institutions that take part in the state's automatic admissions program, including our 4 beautiful state universities, must consider grade point average rather than class rank for the benchmark of acceptance. So if you're a nice little high schooler trying to get accepted into college and you know how to read and write and do math and not cause problems, and the kids sitting next to you can't stop eating crayons and starting fires, their poor behavior will not affect your chances of being accepted into the beautiful Connecticut State Universities. We have a fallen officer fund. So this is codifying a policy that has already existed to provide families of police officers who've died on the job with $100,000 payments. So this is a award that goes to the officer's next of kin, and it's free of state taxes. It also lets family members covered by the police officer's health insurance to maintain coverage of that insurance for up to 5 years after. Let's go over housing changes. The State Department of Economic and Community Development will be required to send annual surveys to all 169 towns and cities in Connecticut. These are going to ask for the number of residential building permits the city or town approved or denied, including the number of units proposed in the previous year. Another section of the new law requires municipalities to allow vacant nursing homes to be converted into multi-family housing. It also makes it easier for the State Department of Housing to use surplus state property for the construction of low and moderate income housing. I know some towns in Connecticut are getting a lot of housing developments, while others are not. So it's good that we have a system now to show us which towns are approving those constructions and which towns aren't. So everybody hopefully gets a place to live. If those municipalities go against what the department wants, we don't know exactly what the punishment will be for the municipality and exactly how they will act on that punishment if there is one. We need more housing. I want more housing. I don't want to live in this closet anymore. I hate this closet. Youth camps. This law, effective July 1st, requires the state Office of Early Childhood to make repeated inspections of camps to assure regulatory compliance. Camp operators or employees who had licenses revoked in other states could be targets for suspension or revocation in Connecticut. If you get your license suspended for a summer camp in another state for kiddly fiddling or God knows what you were doing, and you think you're gonna come to Connecticut and try the same thing again, old Nedward Lamont's got his eye on you, buddy. Firearm sellers will have access to juvenile arrest records for buyers under 21. This new law specifies the juvenile records must be available whether the proposed transfer of a gun is to a person under the age of 21 in this state or any other state. This law is especially bad for me considering that time I robbed a package store in Albuquerque at the age of 3. I never thought it would come back to bite me now, but god damn it has. Hey, remember how the Department of Transportation started putting up cameras to enforce speed limits? Yeah, those are getting expanded. I hope you liked them. So another new law as a part of that is allowing towns and cities to use a monitoring system to enforce people who drive past school buses when the little stop arm thing is down. So if you think you're gonna drive past school buses and run over some 4th graders, you might get hit with a $250 fine, because now there might be a camera on the school bus that'll catch your ass running over a toddler in 4K. It also means that traffic can pass stopped school buses with flashing lights and the stop sign extended if the traffic is separated by a barrier or a little safety island. So it's not all bad. There's another new law aimed at protecting personal health data. It bans the selling of a consumer's data without their consent. It also demands social media platforms to unpublish a minor's social media account within 15 business days on request and delete the account within 45 business days. I did some looking on this, and the fine for violation of this new law is about $25,000 per violation. What does that mean? Whatever companies have access to your health data, they're gonna change their privacy policy and expect you to click on it without thinking it through very much at all, which you're probably gonna do anyway. We have a new migraine study coming. The University of Connecticut Health Center Department of Neurology will have 2 years to conduct a study of migraine treatments for women and veterans. Yes, woman and veteran, the 2 genders, after which they'll have to report back to the General Assembly. So if you get a lot of headaches and migraines and you happen to be an active duty serviceman or possess a vagina, you could really stand to benefit from this study. The Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services are getting a brand new mobile crisis response vehicle available around the clock. Beep, beep, bitch. All aboard the Depression Mobile. Stop doing drugs. That is, stop doing drugs without me, dog. Pass the roach, homeboy. Another section of this law requires the Department of Children and Families to establish a fund to help people who can't pay for their children's mental health treatment take off the burden of some of the costs. It also requires the Department of Education to create a mental health plan for student athletes. Is your child depressed? Well, I hope they're also on the football team. Otherwise, they don't get shit. That's it for today on the Nutmeg News Guy. I will see you tomorrow if I have more news, or as soon as, but whenever I get around to it.